Hi, I'm Jude, co-founder of Morgan's Wings, and I'm here today to talk to you about negative thoughts and how to deal with them. First, a bit about myself. I founded Morgan's Wings with my husband in 2019 after we suffered a miscarriage. I'm also training to be a CBT practitioner and I have a diploma in bereavement and grief. Head over to our website to find out more about us. I've put the link in the description below. What I want to talk to you today about is something I've been guilty of myself, is those negative thoughts. Automatic negative thoughts. The acronym for this is ANTS, and how annoying are ants. Today I'll give you some ideas on how to deal with those negative thoughts. Those thoughts where you tell yourself it's your fault because you had a glass of wine before you found out you were pregnant, or you were really stressed at work, or you snapped at someone and therefore you're not a nice person, you're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, those thoughts. Firstly, it's normal to have those thoughts. With miscarriage, it's very hard to identify, even with testing, why you've had a miscarriage, why that's happened. And we as human beings, we try to find reasons and we try to fill in the blanks. We look at what we did, what we didn't do, and if you've had a miscarriage, you might find out the date that your baby's heart stopped, and you might go back and you might pull through your social media, your diaries, your journals, whatever, to try and find what happened on that day and why it would have happened. A lot of the time you won't be able to pinpoint a reason, and even if you do, is it factual? Is there any evidence? So without evidence, we blame ourselves, and that's when those thoughts start popping into our mind. So how do you stop them? Honestly, you can't. But what you can do is control what you focus on. So having negative thoughts is like a vicious circle. The thoughts produce feelings. Those feelings affect the choices we make. The choices we make decide the outcomes we get. And those outcomes, they conjure up more thoughts. So, for example, I might think my baby died because I was stressed at work. That would make me feel sad, might make me feel angry. So I decided to have a day off work. I stay at home, I eat chocolate. The thoughts I get from that, they could be positive. I could think, oh, actually, I really needed that. It's done me the world of good. I feel so much better. But they could be negative. You might think, I feel sick now. I feel fat. I feel lazy. All those different thoughts might pop into your mind. So what can you do? In the short term, you could apply something called thought stopping or distraction. So when those thoughts pop into your mind, you do an action to distract yourself from them. So they can be shouting or saying or even thinking the word stop in your mind. Obviously it depends where you are. Nobody wants to hear you scream stop in the middle of Tesco. You could finger tap. So this could be just against your thigh or against your arm, just a physical sensation to try and focus your attention somewhere else. You could try counting backwards from 100. You could try a deep breathing exercise. Or you could even have a mantra for yourself where you could just recite, I'm a good person, I am safe, I forgive myself. And really distract yourself from those thoughts. And while doing that, it's a good idea to, if possible, close your eyes and focus exclusively on the distraction technique. I know when I've tried doing this in the past, I did it with my eyes open, and I was thinking, whilst trying to recite, I'm a good person, I was looking at a picture on the wall thinking, that picture's wonky, I'm going to have to do something about that. So obviously, close your eyes and just focus exclusively on the distraction technique. And if one of these doesn't work for you, try another. It's trial and practice until you find something that will work for you. In the longer term, you can use a thought or feeling diary, and this is the complete opposite of what I've just said about the short term, as you will really be focusing on how you're feeling and any triggers that happened. So this can help police your thoughts and look at them more logically. And it's sometimes only when we really look at the thoughts that we're able to identify them and come up with a way of altering them. So you'll have a form like this. I've decorated mine because if you pick up this form, you're not going to be in the best frame of mind to use. So I've put some little bits on mine that bring me joy. So you simply fill this form in as soon as possible after your negative thought. So where were you? So for example, say in this scenario, I was at my sister's and I was visiting her and her newborn baby. The emotion or feeling: sad, jealousy, disheartened. The negative thought: I'm never going to have a successful pregnancy. The evidence reinforcing that thought: there's no evidence really. Obviously your situation will be unique to you. And then we've got evidence against that thought. So in this scenario, there's nothing suggesting that I won't get pregnant again and I can't go on to have a successful pregnancy. Then we've got alternative thoughts. Is there any other way you could feel about this? Could something else be happening? And this, I suppose, is the tricky part. So look at the evidence against the thought. It could happen. I could get pregnant again. So that could go in this column. I could go on to have a successful pregnancy. An emotion or feeling that you're having now after you fill that form in, maybe after looking at it from a different perspective, maybe you're feeling a bit hopeful, maybe you're feeling calmer. Obviously, like I said, it's unique to you and it will depend on your situation. It might be that somebody else has upset you, because that happens. And I think it's important to remember that somebody else's feelings and emotions don't reflect on you. They might be having a bad day. You might walk down the street, say hello to somebody, and they completely walk past you, and then you think, well, what have I done to that person? How have I upset them? And in all honesty, it's probably got nothing to do with you. They might be having a bad day themselves. Maybe they don't even know what to say to you. So yeah, don't try not to allow people's own emotions and feelings to have a negative impact on yourself. So this thought diary doesn't have to be used based solely on your thoughts following a miscarriage. If you're having any negative thoughts, it's a good idea to use something like this. Remember, having negative thoughts is a vicious circle. Those thoughts produce feelings, those feelings affect the choices we make decide the outcomes, and those outcomes conjure up more thoughts. So I'll post a link in the description below to this copy of this thought and emotion diary, so you can print off and use that at home yourself. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you find this information useful and incorporate it in your day-to-day life. Please like and subscribe to Morgan's Wings for more content and help us to support parents going through miscarriage. We aim to upload a video once a month, and so if you subscribe, you'll have notification of that. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.